history isn't just what's written in textbooks. It's a living, breathing story with layers of secrets hidden just beneath the surface. And no period is more filled with classified operations, forgotten heroes, and astonishing secrets than the Second World War. We think we know the story of World War II. But what if I told you that some of its most crucial chapters have been deliberately buried, locked away from public view for decades? Today, we're going to unearth them. We'll peel back the layers of propaganda and secrecy to reveal the unbelievable true stories that shaped the outcome of the war. From ghost armies to top-secret weapons and audacious spy missions that sound like they straight out of a Hollywood movie, prepare to see the war as you've never seen it before. Let's start with one of the most audacious deceptions in military history, Operation Fortitude. In 1944, the Allies were preparing for the largest amphibious endeavor attempted, D-Day. The success of this operation depended entirely on one thing: surprise. The Germans knew an invasion was coming, but where and when? To confuse them, the Allies created a phantom army, the First U.S. Army Group, or FUSAG. This wasn't just a name on a piece of paper. It was a masterpiece of illusion. Led by the famous General George S. Patton, a commander the Germans genuinely feared and respected, this ghost army was staged in Kent, directly across the English Channel from Pas-de-Calais. The Allies used inflatable tanks, rubber airplanes, and wooden landing craft to create the illusion of a massive invasion force. They even generated fake radio traffic, complete with the mundane chatter of a real army, to be intercepted by German intelligence. German spy planes flew overhead, taking pictures of this vast, yet completely fake, military buildup. The deception was so convincing that even after the real landings began in Normandy on June 6th, Hitler and his high command remained convinced that it was merely a diversion. They held back crucial panzer divisions at Pas-de-Calais, waiting for Patton's real invasion. This phantom force, a ghost army made of rubber and radio waves, played a decisive role in the success of D-Day, saving countless lives and changing the course of the war in Europe. It was a war of wits, fought with illusion. Now, let's journey from the battlefields of Europe to the clandestine laboratories of the United States, where a project far stranger than the atomic bomb was underway. It was called Project Pigeon. Yes, you heard that right. In the early 1940s, renowned behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner proposed a bizarre but brilliant idea: using pigeons to guide missiles. The concept was simple in its audacity. A missile would be fitted with a nose cone containing a lens that projected an image of the target onto a screen. Inside, 3 pigeons, trained to recognize the target, would be harnessed. If the missile veered off course, the image on the screen would shift. The pigeons would peck at the screen to bring the image back to the center, and these pecks would operate controls connected to the missile's guidance system, steering it back on target. It sounds like science fiction, but the National Defense Research Committee took it seriously, even investing $25,000 into the project. Skinner and his team proved that pigeons were incredibly reliable. They could be trained to track targets with remarkable accuracy, even under the stressful conditions of a simulated missile flight. The project was eventually canceled, not because it didn't work, but because the military's confidence lay more in the emerging field of electronic guidance systems. But for a time, the fate of a crucial weapon in America's arsenal rested on the wings and the pecking of a few ordinary pigeons. While the Allies were busy with ghost armies and pigeon-guided missiles, the Axis powers were developing their own terrifying secret weapons. One of the most feared was the German Horten Ho 229. This jet-powered, flying-wing aircraft looked like something from the future, and in many ways, it was. Designed by the Horten brothers, it was one of the first pure flying wing designs and a potential precursor to modern stealth aircraft. Its sleek, bat-like shape, combined with its wooden construction and a charcoal-based paint intended to absorb radar waves, would have made it incredibly difficult for Allied radar to detect. It was designed to fly at nearly 600 miles per hour and at altitudes of up to 49,000 feet, far beyond the reach of most Allied fighters of the time. The plan was for it to be a fighter bomber capable of carrying a significant payload and striking deep into enemy territory. Fortunately for the Allies, the war ended before the Horten Ho 229 could be mass-produced. Only a few prototypes were built, and one was captured by American forces as part of Operation Paperclip. Today, the surviving V-3 prototype is housed at the Smithsonian, a silent testament to the advanced and terrifying direction that German aviation technology was heading in the final days of the war. It makes you wonder, what if the war had lasted another year? The war in the Pacific also had its share of deeply buried secrets. One of the most fascinating is the story of Japan's balloon bombs, or Fugo weapons. This was a campaign of desperation and ingenuity. Starting in late 1944, Japan launched over 9,000 large, hydrogen-filled paper balloons, each carrying anti-personnel and incendiary bombs. Their target? The mainland United States. Carried by the powerful winter jet stream, these silent weapons floated across the Pacific Ocean for 3 days, descending to drop their deadly cargo on American forests, farms, and towns. The goal was to ignite massive forest fires, create panic, and divert American resources. The U.S. government, fearing widespread hysteria, imposed a strict media blackout on the attacks. News outlets were forbidden from reporting on any balloon bomb incidents. This censorship was incredibly effective. The Japanese, receiving no news of their attacks, assumed the campaign was a failure and eventually abandoned it. The silence, however, came at a tragic cost. In May 1945, a woman and 5 children on a church picnic in Oregon discovered one of the downed balloons. Unaware of the danger, they tampered with it, causing the bomb to detonate. They became the only known fatalities from enemy action on the U.S. mainland during World War II. Their story is a somber reminder of a Seo, secret war fought in silence, and the hidden dangers that reached a continent thousands of miles from the main battlefronts. Of all the secrets of the war, perhaps none are as personal and profound as those kept by the spies who operated in the shadows. One of the most remarkable and least known figures is Virginia Hall, an American woman who became one of the Special Operations Executive's most dangerous spies in France. What makes her story even more incredible is that she did it all with a prosthetic leg, which she nicknamed Cuthbert. After losing her leg in a hunting accident, she was rejected by the American Foreign Service. Undeterred, she joined the British SO. In occupied France, she organized resistance networks, coordinated supply drops, and relayed intelligence back to London. She was so effective that the Gestapo, who knew her only as the Limping Lady, considered her the most dangerous of all Allied spies and put a massive price on her head. On one occasion, she had to make a grueling escape over the Pyrenees Mountains into Spain in the dead of winter. Her prosthetic leg was a constant source of pain, but she never let it stop her. She later returned to France, this time working for the American Aze, disguised as an elderly milkmaid. Virginia Hall's bravery and resilience were legendary. She was a master of espionage who proved that courage is not defined by physical limitations. Her story, once classified, is now a powerful testament to the hidden figures who risked everything behind enemy lines. These are just a few of the thousands of secrets that lie beneath the official histories of World War II, from ghost armies and pigeon-guided bombs to futuristic jets and silent attacks. The true story of the war is far more complex and extraordinary than we can imagine. These hidden chapters remind us that history is a puzzle, and there are always more pieces to find. The war wasn't just fought by soldiers on the front lines, but by scientists in labs, by spies in the shadows, and by strategists who wielded deception as their greatest weapon. As we continue to declassify documents and uncover new evidence, who knows what other secrets are still waiting to be discovered, buried beneath the dust of history. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the hidden side of World War II. If you found these stories as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Let me know in the comments which secret surprised you the most. Until next time, stay curious.